Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pravus Gaming More Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. Got a request from the author of a scenario called the Cynical Plague, if I can find it. There it is, by the Roadster Boy. Funny thing is, I actually already had this scenario on my watch list because it has been rising in Steam's popularity tab. So, when the author reached out to me, awesome, it just means that this goes straight to the top of the list. A unique gene causing several antisocial behaviors was recently isolated in a teenager from New England and was sent to labs for further analysis. Unfortunately, during testing a common virus incorporated the gene into its genetic code, allowing it to spread its cynical tendrils worldwide. I knew it was genetic. I knew it was some sort of a disease, a debilitating disease. I've been infected all my life. It's a virus type, ATP boost, Darwinist, aquacyst, humophile, and symptostasis. It is called Darius Oz by default for some reason. Alright. Thank you for downloading. Try to create a new society. New society? It's probably going to be a very lonely and isolated society if I know anything about cynicism, but alright. Officials in Pennsylvania report a small accident at a testing lab where they were reportedly doing tests on a newly isolated gene. 2 workers died as a result of this accident. The surviving worker has reported feeling a bit odd. Experts blame stress. I feel like you can blame almost anything on stress these days. By the way, we're going back to 1997. Ooh, I was 7 years old at this time. This is when I actually started to become cynical. This could be my life story right here, and you don't even know it. Transmissions. Passive aggressive spitting. As opposed to any other sort of spitting. I guess this is the kind of spitting where it's just like... I don't even care, man. You just kind of spit off to the side. As opposed to the aggressive spitting where it's like, boo, hiss, pip, pip, pip. Maybe? I don't know. Gene causes an urge in infected to passively aggressively spit, increasing infectivity. And also severity. It's a very noticeable thing to be spitting on the ground. Nobody likes it. So stop it. Milk contamination. What? Genetic virus spreads easily through most milk products. Where'd the milk come from? It's pretty good at what it does, though. For 5 costs and that much infectivity, I'll take it. We then have cheese. I guess it is dairy, isn't it? The genetic virus is no longer killed by cheese fermentation processing, allowing it to spread. What's the name of that frickin' process? Pasteurization? That's the one. So I guess it's no longer good at getting rid of the disease. Pig product. The genetic virus can spread poorly through pig products. Okay. And then finally we have genetic resurface. The gene resurfaces, popping up in a new country that appears to be a form of spore burst. Symptoms. Genetic incorporation. The genetic virus can infect human hosts, living within them dormant. We'll just go ahead and pick that up, and that leads to genetic incorporation 2. The virus incorporates the gene into the host's DNA, allowing it to begin making adjustments in the host. Brain chemistry and all that stuff, I have no doubt. We have our cold heat and drug resistance, and then here's something new. Xerophile, hydrophile, rorophile, and herbophile. All, I imagine, leading to extremophile. So these are just like your generic traits, but turned into abilities, which is going to make them all that much better. We'll probably go for things like the hydrophile. Actually, since we started off in the United States, going for herbophile does make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick that up. It's only 5 DNA, and it's going to improve my infectivity in the United States by a pretty wide margin. Anything else we need to go for right now? This doesn't seem to do much for me, so we should focus mostly on the transmissions. Pig products probably is a sensible thing to do. Getting a pretty good number of orange bubbles at the moment, which I do like. We might need to save up for some drug resistance kind of early on, 12 DNA. Just because starting off in a wealthy and urban country, I mean, yeah, you usually do need to have some of that drug resistance pretty early on if you want to make any progress. Rumors circulate after a lab accident. Following the accident at Hoytos, I don't know what you call it, Hoytos Labs. Rumors have been circulating surrounding the company. One person, allegedly a former employee, has claimed that the company performed illegal genetic testing and often bought medical information. This is unconfirmed. I mean, illegal genetic testing? I wasn't getting that impression before, but alright, I say we sue them into the ground! Alright, there's our drug resistance, so now we're going to start spreading a little bit faster in the United States. It's just really important if you want to get a good score to spread a lot faster in your host country like the United States. The United States is actually a really tough starting location, but we can make it work. So, let's see. I mean, I would like some of these, but we don't need them at the moment. Let's instead go for pepperoni contamination, specifically pepperoni. No, my pepperoni pizza! How could you do this to me? All right, pepperoni is very infective. Cheese, not so much. Nobody cares about cheese, but pepperoni, everyone needs that. Investigation into Hoytos. I don't know how you spoke. Yeah, whatever. Underway. With information regarding the accident being withheld and rumors the whistleblowers only increasing, the FBI has launched an official investigation into the labs. In related news, another employee has come forth claiming misuse of CRISPR tech. Ooh, CRISPR. CRISPR's kind of cool. I like CRISPR. It's going to revolutionize the world, I have no doubt. We're starting to spread a lot faster. Getting a few million people here infected in said United States. Cheese transmission is probably pretty good. Infect that pizza even more than before. Gene resurfacing, I think we'll hold on to. Just because maybe that gets me into an island that I'm missing otherwise. Russian government accuses USA of espionage. Oh, that's rich. The Russian state has accused the US of using espionage to damage their system. The US has denied these claims, stating, "We would never do that." In unrelated news, a former Russian spy was found dead. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get from making accusations and just slinging those around. Frickin' heck, man. Don't accuse the Americans of spying. We would never do such a thing. I'm sure the CIA is really just an amusing front. Doesn't do a dang thing. Passive-aggressive coughing. Gene causes an urge in infected to passively-aggressively cough when upset, spiking infectivity and severity by a pretty wide margin. Let's go for the cheese and let's see. It does lead to pizza! No! Well, what is that going to matter? I mean, really, do other countries even eat pizza that often? I really have no idea. In the United States, pizza is incredibly popular, and I love pizza. I absolutely adore pizza. I love pineapple on pizza, too, but I have no idea if that's more of an American thing, or if other countries really get into that a little bit. I have no idea. All right, revealed to be the source of Darius Oz, the investigation into Hoytos uncovered unreleased documents detailing that the employees injured had been working with a virus designed to inject behavior-altering genetic code. A hunt for the doctor who illegally sold them the gene is underway. Yeah, well, I'm cynical, so I'm sure they'll never find it. What's amazing is that we have 300 million Americans now just being a bunch of cynical butts. That's just what's happening right now. Let's go for this genetic incorporation. This leads to maturity. Gene increases mental maturity, causing the infected to think more rationally. This lowers their chance of thinking something is wrong, making a cure harder. Is lowering the chance of thinking something's wrong when there's a lot of reasons to believe that something is wrong rational? Because I don't think so. Neurological alteration. The gene begins to interfere with the brain, causing severity. That's a lot of severity and a little bit of lethality, too, which I'm not a big fan of. Let's go for the hydrophile. Kind of spread that around a little bit more. Get on those boats. I'm on a boat. Doctor captured by FBI. Source of gene revealed. Is this even really the sort of thing that the FBI would really get involved in? I feel like this is the sort of thing that maybe the FDA would get involved in. I don't know about the FBI. An FBI hunt revealed the home of the doctor who sold Hoytos, the gene that caused Darius Oz. He was captured earlier this morning. After an interrogation, he revealed the identity of the person he got the gene from, Daria Morgendorfer. The manhunt is on. Hunt down Morgendorfenberger. Wait, what was it called again? Something. Okay. So we probably want to get... Oh, frickin' heck, I have no idea. I guess we'll go for the passive-aggressive coughing. I mean, yeah, it gives me a bit of severity, but we do want severity at this stage of the game, too. Then there's water contamination, which is pretty good. Bypassing the chlorine and ozone-based water filters. Wait, are water filters based on ozone? Chlorine I get. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just have never thought of that. Ozone? Really? Maybe. Well, let's go for the water contamination, and then we'll save the rest. Now I think we go for the symptoms. Let's start with, I guess, maturity. That leads to snark. Ooh, I like that. Gene triggers alteration in neural pathways, causing snarky behavior and slightly decreasing infectivity. Greatly increasing severity, though, because people are going to notice when everyone's being snarky. Introversion. The gene heavily reduces extroverted activity, prompting introverted behaviors. This severely hurts the cure effort, but also reduces infectivity. Which rather sucks, but okay. I mean, maybe we can make that work. I'm a little concerned how much severity we're getting. This is going to turn into a very rapid cure. That's my primary concern. Let's become more medically resistant and also increase our rural contamination. I think that will be fine, since we are pretty good in urban and now rural areas as well. Daria has been captured. The source of the gene, Daria Morgendorfer, was recently captured while attempting to flee her home in the Harrisburg suburb of Lawndale. Despite some ethical concerns, the medical community has deemed it of the utmost importance a cure is found. Yeah, we wouldn't want everyone being cynical and catching on to your corrupt and corporatist ways or so. I don't know. Neurological alteration has mutated whether I like it or not. Sweet. I think... What are we missing at this stage? Africa, Greenland. I think we're going to go for the zerophile for arid environments. That would lead to survival skills, which is basically just extremophile. So we have the neurological alteration. That could lead to fever. The gene damages the Hypothalamus, leading to fever and contagion, small chance of being fatal. And hallucinations, hurting the cure. Very, very severe, however. I think we'll go for introversion. That leads to antisocial behaviors. The gene further increases introversion to the point of borderline antisocial behaviors. Reduces cure, but also hurts infectivity. Antisocial behavior is something that I really never took very seriously before. I used to call myself antisocial all the time. Because I'm not the kind of guy who likes to hang out in social environments, usually. People scare me. They still do, by the way. That's not changed just because I'm on YouTube. I think I've misused the term horribly, because antisocial seems to actually mean I am aggressively against society. I don't know. It's a sort of a term I've learned to respect a lot more as time has gone on. Esteem. Alteration of mental state leads to a massive increase in self-esteem, or perhaps narcissism, and a significant decrease in esteem for others. Well, that sounds about right. Slightly boosts infectivity and hampers the cure. All right, sure, let's pick that up. Anything that slows down the cure is certainly nice. Let's go for the snark. Psychopathy. Destruction of empathy centers leads to psychopathic behaviors. Intentional spreading of disease boosts infectivity, very severe. Cynicism. Alteration of brain chemistry triggers cynical behaviors, making infection more likely, also more severe. Reducing infectivity doesn't sound like the sort of thing that I want. We did get into Greenland, so that leaves me with something like Madagascar. If we can't get into Madagascar, I can always pop a button later. Let's go for the antisocial behavior. That leads to depression. Altered dopamine levels induce feelings of despair in the hosts. And lessen self-preservation instinct, hurting the cure, but making infection less likely. All right. So let me think. We're at 23% cure progress. I'm a little concerned about it. We need to slow down the cure somehow. I guess we can go for the cynicism. That leads to Snark Night. Ooh. The infected become increasingly cynical, self-aware, intelligent, and introverted, furthering hampering the cure efforts. And that leads to Daria. Neurological alterations are complete, allowing full acceptance of new self and creation of a new society. That sounds pretty awesome. Asperger's symptom combo. The unique combination of symptoms caused by the cynical gene mimic high-functioning autism, hurting cure efforts and lowering severity. How very unfortunate for all of you. Great for me, though. I love it. Morocco, Botswana, and so on. I mean, amazingly, Madagascar still has not shut down their cure. We have slowed down the cure significantly and set it back. Like, DNA so far has really not been much of an issue. I think we do need another heat wave resistance. Oh, it's actually renamed. Oh, this isn't actually completely... This isn't completely, generic content here. Cooler environments, sweating in the infected, coping with higher temperatures, scorching sun. Okay, yeah, there's some customization there that I otherwise would have totally missed. Glad that we found that. So Madagascar is now the only thing missing. We should go ahead and work toward creating a new society. Okay, there we go. Then we could also make a very depressed society. Do we want that? Let's see. Small chance of being fatal. Let's hurt the cure a bit more. Hallucinations leads to the musical. Alteration in pleasure paths causes the infected to break out into song. Large increase in infectivity due to social singing. Wow. I have no idea how that exactly works with... I have no idea how that's supposed to work with antisocial behavior, but all right. The Cynical liberate Daria. Is it Daria? I have no idea how you pronounce that name. Oh, no, it's gone! Oh, I didn't get to read the dang thing. Is there any more information on that? Ah. All right, well, we freed the lady who was taken brutally by the FBI. Police brutality completely unnecessary. Let's go ahead and resurface in Madagascar. Thank you! All right, then we have uranium in the water. What? Virus produces radioactivites. The heck is a radioactivite? Massively increasing the spread of the new gene, but also slightly increasing the lethality. I never did have to infect your pizza. You're welcome. Bioterrorism. Triggers of superiority and loss of empathy lead to the infected becoming bioterrorists, spreading the infection far and wide and blowing up care facilities. Serial killers. Yeah, this goes down a dark route. I just wanted everyone to be a bunch of cynical jerks, but I didn't expect them to all try to kill each other. Glitterberry syndrome. Production of amphetamines, there we go, amphetamines in brain triggers vivid hallucinations, increasing infectivity with a slight chance of death. Holiday hallucinations. The gene triggers neurological damage, causing hallucinations of holiday characters, making curing far harder, slight chance of death. Well, we'll pick that up. So, we're creating a new society where everyone's just a bunch of cynical jerks and are hallucinating Santa and the Easter Bunny being their best friends. That is a society that I've created for myself, and I stand by it. We're going to go ahead for Snow Day, since I'm not infecting a Greenland very rapidly at all, and we kind of need to speed that up. Oh, but everyone just became depressed. Apparently the Easter Bunny is a very depressing figure. No one wants to have the Easter Bunny for a friend. They are your only friends because we're also antisocial, I just realized. So everyone's locked in their room, playing video games, and talking to holiday characters that don't exist. Yeah, no wonder you're all depressed. It all makes sense now. I don't need a doctorate to diagnose what's wrong with you. Oh, good. Now everyone's got fevers. Okay. Well, we're spreading faster in Greenland, but we're having a heck of a time in Iceland. I would love to go for Snowbound, but unfortunately I need 21 DNA to make that work. The sooner we hit critical mass over here, probably the better. Though I don't expect the cure to be making that much progress from here on out. I mean, I don't know. A lot of it is active. Never mind. I kind of was wondering if maybe this would be like the Nurex worm, where once you infect a country, it sort of stops curing you at all. But it appears that everyone is actively trying to cure me. It just doesn't matter because I have so many really good stacked effects that are reducing cure progress. Mental retardation. Darius Oz has mutated and developed mental retardation. I have not researched that at all. What does it do? Gene causes rapid degradation of gray matter, causing a loss of IQ and severely hurting cure efforts. Also, there's suicide. Also, there's hydroencephalopathy. Buildup of fluid in the brain causes a loss of intelligence. Everyone's now getting progressively stupider. In case you were curious. It's really funny. Iceland, come on. Just freaking fall. The only smart people left are in Iceland. As it truly is in the real world. And the cynical inherit the earth. As Jesus said, the cynics shall inherit the earth. As the last attempts to stop the cynical gene have ceased, a new world order has been established. Daria Morgendorfer, the original source of the gene, has been elected president, and states she plans to make pizza and internet human rights. Vice President Jane Lane had no comment at this time. Pizza and internet absolutely should be human rights. The world is now cynical. Who's up for pizza and television? Well, there we go. We Netflix and chill until we die. 597 days, 44% cure progress, 39,726 points, 2 stars overall. A little bit slow, but overall we made that one work. Kind of funny, a little lighthearted scenario. I do like that. Everyone feels very, very cynical at the moment. I like that there's 2 different paths you can go down. You can either make the world become cynical, or you can just make them progressively stupid and insane. Absolutely nuts. It's a fine scenario. I really don't have anything to critique about it. The balancing might be a little off in the sense that it's a little bit easy. There's a lot of ways to stack up the cure progress reduction. But overall, pretty happy with how that turned out. And it's always nice to find some scenarios that have good ways of winning the game that don't involve getting everybody killed. Not that I'm opposed to getting everybody killed. Y'all know that I've done that many, many times. But it is still fun. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.